What's up, YouTube? Good morning. Excuse me, sorry. Been out all day. Been pretty busy today. Doing a lot of stuff. Doing stuff for the business. But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video because got some really good information that came out, and whether it's true or not, that remains to be seen. But I figure I just kind of let everyone know. So what came out was they're thinking about bringing Turo back to New York. And for those who don't know, the reason why Turo was banned from New York in the first place is because essentially they lost the lawsuit that basically says, hey, if you're renting your car through Turo, you're insured. But really that wasn't the case in the beginning. So, maybe now it's more of the case, but, in the beginning it wasn't necessarily the case. So it was kind of very sketchy on Turo's end. So that's the reason why I they don't have Turo in New York, basically. I just put it within, sums it all up, basically. But anyway, a lot of people have been getting emails about, for those who are near that area, the tri-state area. I'm from there. I'm not near there anymore. But they've been getting emails about, hey, we're going to be bringing Turo back to New York. Yay. And that's kind of what the email was, kind of stated. And so that's big news because, for Turo especially, when you got a place like New York, obviously it's lost a lot of their tourism, aspect due to the pandemic. I do think it will come back in the next couple of years, after recessions and things of that nature. But essentially, New York is one of the number one places traveled. So not that you necessarily need a car in New York. That's my thing. I feel like if Turo came to New York, I feel like people probably wouldn't rent cars as much. And you'll have more or less, locals renting cars, which if New Yorkers, and hey, sorry to say it, but, they can kind of be on the sketchy end. Some people, not all, some people, what I mean, certain New Yorkers, we're not going to say specific people or whatever, but certain New Yorkers, look to do sketchy things. It's almost like that's what they want their purpose in life to be, is to do sketchy stuff. And so you may run into a situation where, once Turo comes into New York and you have a couple vehicles up there, it could be a thing where it's just rented every day by locals who, A, I can guarantee you they're going to be smoking weed in your car. B, your car is going to be, seen on a YouTube video, jumping over things. If you think LA is sketchy, New York is up there as well, as far as that kind of stuff. You may see a Tesla being, ripped apart for parts, renting your car in New York. So you're going to have very similar issues like you have out on the West Coast. So not saying that you can't turn a profit. I'm just saying that you're going to have very, especially someone like me who's from New York, and I definitely would consider putting my cars on Turo. But when you put in these factors, it becomes very do I really want to go through that? Especially if you want to put a nice car on there. Obviously, you put a nice car on there, people will. They will try you. You may have someone who might steal your car, not bring it back. This is just some of the things that especially locals in New York do. I'm not saying all New Yorkers do it, but when you talk about the tourism in New York, a lot of it is, people comfortable with taking public transportation when it comes to New York. So, I don't know how profitable that will be or can. I think it can be very profitable. I just don't foresee it being like something that's good in the long run. I think you're going to run into a lot of issues if you're thinking to rent your car in New York. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that that is something that's being considered. One of the other things that's been kind of boggling my mind in a sense, and I've been meaning to talk about this, was there are a lot of states who are thinking about passing laws, especially when it pertains to Turo, because Turo is very new to a lot of places. So right now there's a lot of short-term sort of laws in place to, kind of essentially, put Turo in I hope a better position, but essentially just kind of temporary laws that are, to just kind of make it harder on hosts, I guess. I don't know. That's what I feel like. So for example, out in Vegas, it's going to be based off a county situation, but they're gonna start making you guys get things like a business license and amongst other things. There are some down perks to it, but there are some perks, some really good perks to it as well. So, and I only foresee like other states probably following suit to that, because it just makes the most sense where, Turo will be looked at as a business. You will have to pay certain fees to the state that you're in, per car that you have, or whatever they decide. It depends on your state. I'm just saying, I foresee this happening in the future where other states probably follow suit, which will allow you to then operate as a business in the state that you're in. And being that, it is mobile, it is transportation, you will have access to other things that, those type of transportation businesses have access to, such as airport spacing, airport picking up, drop off, etc. Kind of like how they do with Uber or Lyft, where they have like a section just for that. They might have a section just for Turo. And there'll just be a lot of other things that go into play that should, make Turo more friendly and should be more better for the host. I think with doing this or taking that step to it, I think this will allow Turo to be more legitimate, which makes the host more legitimate. So we're all not scrambling for a little bit of guests that we got. This is why I always tell people, like, if you put Turo in your business name, put ads out on places like Google and Yelp and stuff like that, Yahoo and all these places, like, put ads out like it's a legit business and treat it as such. Don't treat it like, oh, it's just some side hustle, because Turo has the capabilities of you can make a ton of money, or you can make not so much money and be in a negative all the time. So it just really depends how you're running things. So like I said, place ads if you can. Don't depend strictly on people going to Turo, because still to this day, not everyone is still familiar with Turo. There's a lot of people who are familiar with it, but not everyone's familiar with it. They rather go to a Hertz and things of that nature. So it's up to us as hosts to make sure that our cars are good, working condition, clean, all that stuff. And then when you're getting new people on, make a really good impression. So that way you do make your business more legitimate. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Peace. Like, share, subscribe. I know I need to go get a haircut. I'm about to do that. First, I'm going to go get me some breakfast, because it's been an early morning. Guys, I woke up like 6 and then basically doing ride share stuff. So that's part of my business too. Like, I have ride share stuff. So I've been, been getting a lot of scheduled appointments, to go all the way to the airport and things of that nature. But anyway, I don't want to go too much of that. But like, share, subscribe, guys. Have a good one.